Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, there's cases of COVID among a crew on a cruise ship, and I normally wouldn't even bring this up. It's not a big deal, but I have a few questions about this one. So, just like the other day, I said, there's three passengers on the MSC Grandioso who has the virus. Protocols kicked in, they were brought off the ship, they were sent home, isolated. There's no spread, there's no issue, it's a non-issue anymore. And today we have the story coming out of the UK, where the Cunard ship, Queen Elizabeth, says that they have a small number of crew have come down, have tested positive for COVID. Now, Cunard has a long historic tradition. They are one of the oldest cruise lines out there. They're the only ones who have a true transatlantic ship. They are, famous for having huge movie stars on board back when transatlantic travel was a big thing, like Laurel and Hardy and Bob Hope. For all you younger people who don't know those people, those were big movie stars back in the day. I'm really dating myself with those references. But the big thing is they have a loyal following, and they've built up their following over years and years and years. And their age demographic tends to be much older than the other average cruise line. Much older than Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Princess, Norwegian Cruise Line, Costa, MSC. A much older demographic. So if you're going to be having a lot older passengers, COVID could be a little more of an issue with outbreaks on board. Now, the concerning thing to me was that they aren't telling us how many people. They just said a small number of crew. Now, normally when you hear of an outbreak, they tell you exactly the number, the exact amount of people. We've heard it all over the place. 3 on this cruise, 2 on that cruise, 1 on this, 7 on that. And on this, they just say a small number of crew. That's a little concerning. Now, that ship is set to take sail with passengers in 14 days, which of course is, past the 14-day quarantine period that would need to be in effect for people to get over this. But will this cruise happen? Because I'm wondering if there's going to be more. If they're not sure and they still have to contact trace other crew members, and it could possibly affect their very first staycations out of the UK for Cunard. So that's one to keep an eye on. I was, a little bit skeptical. As much as I feel it's a non-issue, COVID's going to happen. COVID's going to happen in your cities. It's going to happen in your towns. It's going to happen in your neighborhoods. It's going to happen. It's going to happen on cruise ships. What the big thing is that they handle it properly and the protocols kick in and there's no spread from that point on. As you know, in the UK right now, they are having a big spike. In the last month, cases of the COVID have doubled in 1 month. They've gone from 10,000 to 20,000 in a month of cases. So that's a big, big jump in the UK. So there is a reason to be a little bit concerned and watchful, and we'll have to see what happens with this particular cruise and cruise line going forward. And one thing going forward, let me just ask you right just on my own behalf, please, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on so you'll be notified of all the videos upcoming. So you'll be able to follow along what happens with this cruise ship and what happens with the other cruise ships as we finally set sail, especially here in North America, and as the cruising gets opening one more time. Again, doesn't cost anything, and it really does help the channel. Earlier I mentioned MSC Cruises. Well, MSC Cruises, they had that outbreak on Grandioso. Nothing happened. The ship is still in the water. It's still sailing. Everything's going normal. But a big milestone for them is that they just launched their 7th ship. that is actively running now across the world. So they are one of the larger cruise lines that has the most ships currently running, more than Royal Caribbean Corporation has running, right now. And they're doing a pretty good job so far. There hasn't been huge outbreaks on board. People are having a good time on those cruises. A lot of the cruises are unvaccinated cruises as well. You're not required. So because we haven't heard a lot of outbreaks and a lot of stories, it seems like they're doing a really good job with their safety protocols in place, which is great, because the more that opens, the better off we are. And we're going to see what happens going forward from now on. But congratulations, MSC, 7 ships. The first cruise line out there to get 7 ships in their fleet operational. And Costa's right behind them, coming up strong as well. Hopefully in North America, you're going to see more and more ships over this month and next, where we will blow that 7-ship number out of the water. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.